Spending time underwater scuba diving can be a relaxing, even meditative experience. Divers are focused in the moment, surrounded by beauty, experiencing weightlessness in a place where most often the only noise they hear is the sound of their own breathing. Today, we'll see how a nonprofit group is helping some combat veterans suffering from the lingering horrors of war to find peace beneath the sea.
Once you descend, it's kind of like a surreal experience, and I feel like my mind is absolutely clear, and I'm just enjoying the being an astronaut underneath the water in this environment that we're not supposed to be in. It's just amazing.
That's all up next on Still Time for Joy, where we share practical advice for weathering life's storms and inspiring stories of resilience. Hello, I'm Sandra Levine, host of Still Time for Joy. My guest today is Sharon Patterson, who co-founded Warhorse SCUBA in New Jersey in 2016. Welcome to the show, Sharon.
Hi, Sandy. It's so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
So I am so excited to be here because I love scuba diving and I think the mission of your organization is fantastic. Now, you're a PADI master instructor and you teach all kinds of people about scuba diving. What do you think is great about being underwater?
Everything's great about being underwater. You can leave your phone behind, leave everybody behind who's asking you a bazillion questions, and it's just the peacefulness of being underwater. It's that calming feeling, and you get to see some cool stuff down there. Awesome wrecks out here in New Jersey, tropical fish if you're on vacation. It's just so peaceful and calm and quiet down there, and all you hear are your bubbles. It's just a great feeling.
I agree. So how did you come up with the idea for Warhorse SCUBA?
A group of friends came together and we're trying to help our veterans. Approximately 20 veterans commit suicide a day. We had known some veterans along the way with PTSD, and they had talked about the quietness underwater and the peacefulness. And if we could help just one person with that statistic, then we were doing something beneficial and we wanted to give back. They've given us so much going out there and serving our country that if we could help one of them, then we were doing something good.
So how does Warhorse SCUBA work?
We have our veterans sign up on our website when we do try-dives. They come to a try-dive where they get to try scuba and they see if they like it. They meet us. They meet other veterans. If they like doing scuba in the pool, then we offer them a scholarship for their open water class. At that point, they would go to Divers 2, which is where we run our classes out of. I'm the training director there. Divers 2 is down in Avon by the sea. And then Warhorse SCUBA provides them with a scholarship for their full open water class. That includes the pool sessions, the e-learning, and the open water dives to certify them in a PADI open water class. After that, we don't just stop there. We take them diving all summer long. And some of our local spots, Shark River Inlet, McCleary Park, Railroad Bridge, we take them offshore. And then we're also able to do trips with them in the winter.
So I had an opportunity to come to the pool and see what it's all about. How would you describe what happens with the veterans when they're in the pool?
It's just a rewarding experience for us when they get underwater. So PTSD was explained to me as like a radio always going on in their head with different thoughts and visions of what they viewed in the military. So going underneath the water, that kind of turns that off or mutes it for a while because all they can focus on is their breathing and the environment around them. So just being underwater is just a neutral area for everybody, being able to just calm down, relax, and breathe and just enjoy what's around them and hear the sound of their bubbles.
The divers I saw, it wasn't their first time diving, but when veterans come to the pool for the first time, you have to teach them how to use the gear. Like, what is it like? What happens at the pool on the first try-a-dive?
So the first try-dive, they come in, they meet myself or Lori, who is our vice president. And the nice thing about our try-dives is we also have some of our guys who have been through our program. So right away, they get that camaraderie feeling like they had in the military, and they'll learn what their experience was like also going through our program. Then we get them sized for their gear, and then we break them up into little groups. So we try to do little groups at a time so that it's not overwhelming for everybody. And then we go over the basics of how to dive at that point in time. Nothing is getting too in depth. And then we just take them underneath the water, and it's just like amazing to see their faces. Like you think like you're on the surface, there's these big, strong guys who like have been through everything, and they're like they're thinking to themselves, I can't breathe underwater. What's going to happen? And then they go underneath the water and it's just like a totally different effect for them. Like they're just amazed at the peacefulness underneath the water. It doesn't matter if it's their first time or their 50th time. That's the biggest thing that everybody comes out, and big smiles. Everybody comes out with big smiles.
The experience for me mentally when I dive, I feel like it really calms me and clears my mind and just relaxes me so much. And I feel like there's nothing else in the world going on other than seeing the beautiful things down there under the water.
What do you want to say to other veterans who might be considering getting involved with Warhorse?
Well, I would say jump in with 2 feet, literally. Just try it, do the try-a-dive, and then see how you feel with the try-a-dive. And then if that try-a-dive works for you, then go on for your certification. And I definitely assure you that it'll be a life-changing experience either way.
A couple tours in Iraq, flying helicopters, doing some pretty dangerous stuff. It takes a toll on you, physically, mentally. It definitely takes a toll on you. Having Warhorse, somebody to partner with you, somebody who wants to understand, they want to help you, they want to connect with you, again, teach you some new skills through SCUBA. It's just really been a very good experience. It does help you kind of put away some of the gremlins from your past. It's a group of veterans, fellow veterans, supporting fellow veterans. And so through that network, you already have a bond. We already talk the same language. We have a lot of the same shared experiences. We've served in a lot of the same combat locations. And because we have that connection, it makes the skill of learning scuba diving that much more rewarding and that much more enjoyable.
So after they do their open water certification, then they're diving off of New Jersey. Now, I've done plenty of diving off of New Jersey. These are not the easiest conditions. Talk to me about what it's like to dive in the inlet or go on a beach dive or a wreck dive in New Jersey.
They're not the easiest conditions up here. We could go from like this morning I was diving, I had a good 25 foot of visibility down to like 2 feet or less diving. We do what we call happy hour dives with them, where we gather up at one of the locations and we have enough of our staff, dive masters, instructors, where we break them up into little teams and then they go out and go diving. If they don't have gear, Warhorse supplies it for them with the help of divers too. Some of our older guys, now they've been through the program for a couple years, have purchased their own gear also. And it's just a way for them to get together, and then they might dive only be a half an hour, 45 minutes, and then they come up and they're talking about it, and they're still there like 2 hours later just talking about everything in the water and different things that we have going on. So it's great to see that community effect that we've also have with these guys, and like we know their families, they know our families. At the end of last year, we did a picnic with everybody, and it was just a really good time.
I understand that you also go on trips. Talk to me a little bit about where you go beyond off of the New Jersey shore.
Every other year, we do fundraising so that we can do trips with just the veterans. It's a great way for the guys to just be with themselves, with other veterans, so they have that community feel. So a couple years ago, we went to Tobago with 12 of our veterans, plus some board members. We've also done Florida, Baltimore Aquarium. We're looking to do Grenada in a couple of years also. And it'll be just our veterans. We pay for airfare, we pay for hotel, and all the diving. They just need to pay for their own food. So it's great, and it's a full week of diving. So they can do 10 dives, 20 dives, 30 dives, however many they want to fit in the week.
So what kind of changes have you seen in some of the veterans who've participated in the program? What have some of them said to you about what diving means to them or what the experience has meant to them?
Life-changing. Many of them have said that it's been life-changing for them in their personal lives, in their lives in general. That whole community has come back, and just something to focus on other than those things that are going on in their heads. The calmness, the peacefulness they've had also with some back issues. Some people coming out of the military have some major back issues, and going diving has shown, using side mount or different techniques, has shown that it has helped with their back issues and a prolonged helping it after they get out of the water also.
So Sharon, you're based in central New Jersey. How should veterans who are in this area get involved, who might want to try scuba diving?
So the first thing they should do is go to our website, warhorsescuba.com. Under events, we list our tri-dives. That's the first place to get involved. They can also email or call or text me. My number's all on the website if they want any information, if they're based here in New Jersey.
And you get a few from Pennsylvania and New York, but that's mostly for veterans in New Jersey. And how about veterans in other parts of the country? Are there other groups they can contact who might want to try scuba diving?
Yeah, there's organizations throughout the country. Wounded Warriors has a big program. Also, Dive Heart has a program based down in Florida.
And what could you use from viewers who are watching this? You do a tremendous amount of work for veterans. You offer most or all of your services for free. What kind of help could you use from the public?
Any kind of donations, monetarily or scuba gear as well. Any gear that we're giving, we give out, we get them serviced and give out to our veterans who can't afford to have their own regulators, BCDs, things like that. So either one of those work.
And finally, Sharon, how do you feel about the work you're doing? It's incredible work that is helping veterans and potentially even can be saving lives. What does this work mean to you?
Oh, it's very rewarding to be able to give back, to share my passion of scuba. I've been diving since 2000 and I love everything about it still. Just to be able to share that passion with these guys who gave so much to for the country out there serving, and just to be able to give back to them is a very rewarding thing.
Well, Sharon Patterson, thank you so much for all you are doing to help veterans that are so deserving of our support. And thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you very much for having us and spreading the word about Warhorse SCUBA and what we're doing for our veterans and to being able to help them.
If you found today's show helpful, please share the information with someone who needs it and follow Still Time for Joy for more practical tips on weathering life's storms, as well as inspiring stories of people who have turned their pain into purpose. Please consider supporting the work that goes into producing the show on Patreon. Follow Sandra Levine Productions on Facebook and YouTube, and learn more at sandralevine.com.